The US says no to more military equipment, Finland refuses to join NATO without Sweden, and Ukraine makes a plea to the Olympics. I'm Dan Quinnell, and here's the latest on the war in Ukraine. More than 100 tanks are on the way to Ukraine from all over the world, but the government in Kyiv isn't done with their requests yet. Next, they've set their sights on fighter jets. American-made F-16 planes are top of their list, but here's what Joe Biden's had to say.
Will the United States provide F-16s to Ukraine?
No.
The German Chancellor, Olaf Scholz, has said it's not on his agenda either. President Zelensky has long asked for fighter jets to allow Ukraine to get air superiority over Russia. And the F-16 jets have been targeted because they're slowly being retired in many countries, meaning that in theory, there's a big pool of them available. Russia say jets would be an escalation of the war, but Poland and the Netherlands say they'd be willing to send them, while the French haven't ruled it out. The requests for more military gear are unlikely to end anytime soon. Finland is refusing to join NATO without their neighbours, Sweden. The two countries applied to join the military alliance last May after Russia invaded Ukraine, but their applications have been held up by Turkey. President Erdogan's main issue seems to be that Sweden is refusing to extradite members of some opposition groups that are wanted by Turkish authorities on charges including terrorism. Turkey floated the idea that Finland could be approved without Sweden. That's been quickly shot down.
Well, we have actually underlined to all our future NATO partners, including Hungary and Turkey, that Finnish and Swedish security goes together. We share the common long shore of the Baltic Sea, and whenever NATO is planning its defense in this region, it has to put to the map both Finland and Sweden.
The two countries often take military decisions together, and they aren't keen on changing that anytime soon. And the International Olympic Committee have faced attack from one of Ukraine's most prominent gold medal winners.
The Russians are Olympic champions in crimes against civilians. They have the gold medal in deportation of children and rape of women. You cannot put your Olympic emblem on these crimes because you will be an accomplice with this abominable war. Do not do this. Otherwise, you will betray the Olympic spirit. A country that tramples on the basic principles of the international law cannot be legitimized and supported by the international body of sport. Do not make this mistake, this monumental mistake. The world is watching you. History will judge you. Good luck with your decision.
The Ukrainian boxer may have represented his country in the 1996 Olympics, but now he's facing a decision that might see Russia be allowed to compete under their flag when the competition heads to Paris next year. The Russian flag's been absent from events for the past 2 years. Athletes have been forced to compete under a neutral one after the state-sponsored doping scandal. That ban's now expired, but Ukraine doesn't believe the Russian flag or anthem should be allowed to make an appearance while the war is still ongoing. An advisor to President Zelensky said the IOC are promoters of war, murder and destruction. The committee have rejected that claim. And that's the latest on the war in Ukraine from talkTV.